Hey guys, Asko here. Welcome to the part 3 of this series. So we are gonna be implementing some cylinder movements and we will be also adding the game over, finish, etc. in via script. So stay tuned and also don't forget to subscribe. More augmented reality tutorials coming soon. So let's start. So let's create a new C# script and name it to cylinder movement. You can name it whatever you want. And let's open up in Visual Studio. Let's create some variables: public, float, speed, distance, and also some private variables: float, minimum of x, comma, minimum of y. And a new public boolean variable, public bool, right, don't move, and stop. Okay, now change the minimum y to maximum of x. Inside of our start method, let's take max of x is equal to transform.position dot x plus distance, and minimum of x to transform dot position dot x minus distance. Now inside of our update method, let's write an if statement. If not stop and not don't move, that means if both the conditions of are false, then we write an if statement inside it. If right is true, then transform dot position plus or equivalent to vector 3 dot right. If the boolean is set to right, then we will be moving to the right, and also multiplied by speed into time dot delta time. Also we will check if transform dot position dot x is greater than or equivalent to maximum position of x, then we will set the move right to false. Right equal to false. Now let's write an else statement. Inside of the else, transform dot position plus or equivalent to vector 3 dot left. We will be moving to the left if right is set to fall, and multiplied by speed into time dot delta time. Also we'll check if transform dot position dot x is less than or equivalent to minimum of x, then we will set right equivalent to true. Okay, now let's create another private void on collision enter. We'll check if our cylinder is colliding with our player or any other game object. So if collision dot game object dot tag equal to white, set it to equivalent to white, and collision dot rigid body dot velocity dot magnitude greater than 1, and also we will set an OR for checking if we have collided with our player, or collision dot game object dot tag equivalent to player. Make sure you write the proper strings. Now inside of our if statement, okay, let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay, and let's set stop equivalent to true, and get component rigid body dot freeze rotation. We will be freezing the rotation of our cylinder as soon as any object hits it, and set it to false. Okay, now save your script, and now let's attach this script to our cylinders. Also make sure that you have created the tags for the cube, and white tag for everything that you can see is white in color, and also player tag for a player, and tag them accordingly. And now let's just add our script to our cylinder, and also give them different values so that some cylinders can move to 2 unit distance, and some can only move to 1 unit distance, and some can move to the left, and some can move to the right. So now let's select our cylinders and drag and drop the script inside of our cylinder. Now set the distance to 2 and speed to 2, and I'm gonna set the move right to true only for the first one. And now let's save and check. So as you can see, only one cylinder is moving in the opposite direction. You can set them as you want, and as soon as we hit them, we are freezing their rotation so that they won't move and they will stop their movement. Okay, so now let's add the script to our other cylinders and set their speed to 2 and distance to 1, and also set the right to true. And for the other side, drag and drop the script, set the speed to 2, distance to 1, and let it be false for the right. Let's test it out. So everything is working fine. As you can see, they are moving to the left and right. Okay, and we are stopping their movement and freezing their rotation. Okay, so now let's also implement the game over and finish methods. So open up player controller script, and let's create some variables first. Public bool can move, comma, game over, comma, and finish. Now inside of our update method, let's create an if statement. If can move is true, and copy this code over here. Okay, now create another if statement, and we will be checking if cannot move and game over. Not can move and game over. Okay, now we will be checking for a touch input. If input dot get mouse button down 0, and we will be setting scene manager dot load scene. We need to import scene manager first, so let's import it using unity engine dot scene management. And inside of our load scene method, we will write scene manager dot get active scene dot build index. Okay, so we will be building the current index of our scene and restarting it. Else if not can move and finish. Sorry, not finish. If input dot get mouse button down 0, 0 means the left click. Also for the Android game, mouse button is also used to get touch inputs, and inside of if we will set can move to true, and inside of our fixed update we will check if can move, then copy the entire code and paste it inside of it. Okay, so we are done. We will be adding more things. We need to add the trigger and collider also, so we will be adding them in the next lecture. So stay tuned, and also don't forget to subscribe. New tutorial is coming soon. Okay, that's it. Thank you everyone.